What's up, YouTube? This is Billy Clint here, aka Mr. GG, from Team Out of Time. I'm going to do a deck profile on my Traptrix hands deck. We had a tournament here in Wisconsin, a regional, on Saturday, and there were 16 slots. I actually made 16th place, so I got my invite to nationals. So I figured, hey, now would be a good time to do a deck profile on it and talk about my matchups. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do the deck profile. Two Traptrix Wolf Bark. I don't know how to pronounce the name of it, but you normal summon it, special summon a Traptrix monster from your graveyard. Depending on the Traptrix that you special summon, there's different effects from it. If it special summons itself, like it already has a copy in the graveyard, normal summon it, special summon it, then you get to grab a trap hole card from your graveyard and put it face down on the field. Now, if it's not used during your opponent's next or during your next standby phase, then you banish that trap hole card. But it puts pressure on the board, and it's because your opponent knows that, hey, he has a bottomless trap hole set. Should I summon a monster, or should I just let it pass? So with that, you got that guy, and then the other guy you can special summon is Traptrix Marmello. I've run 3 of him. He lets you, once summoned, you grab a trap hole card from your deck and add it to your hand. And everybody knows that Traptrix monsters are unaffected by trap hole cards. Then comes the hands. 3 fire hand. When it gets sent to the graveyard, or actually when it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, its effect activates in the grave to blow up a monster on the field. And once it blows up a monster, then you can special summon Ice Hand. And speaking of which, 3 Ice Hand. Ice Hand's just the opposite. When it goes to the graveyard after being destroyed, then you get to blow up a trap card or a spell trap card in the spell trap card zone, and then you special summon 1 Ice Hand. I meant 1 Fire Hand. Sorry about that. One thing that people need to know about these is that even if you solemn warning these when they are summoned, upon summon you solemn warning it, and it hits the graveyard, it's still destroyed, so they still get their effects once they hit the graveyard because the card is still destroyed even though you negated the summon. So you got to solemn warning it when it hits the grave for it to not get its effect. Next, for consistency, 2 card D and 2 max C. They actually did well for me this tournament. And one of my MVPs of the day, Neospatian Grand Mole. I don't know how many hands I bounced back. There was that level 2 beast deck that has the one guy that you detach and special summon another beast, and they can't be destroyed as long as you control a beast. This guy just bouncing back. I was bouncing back so many monsters today. Put in work. 3 3 Upstart Goblin. Consistency. 3 Pot of Duality, more consistency, and 2 Dichotomy. These things are on the price rise right now. I think they're around $25-30 bucks. They're so versatile with the hands and other things that you can be used. People are starting to see, with this format anyway, you can use those quite a bit. Alright, let's start with the traps now. Double wire trap in the main. I like countering stuff. Countering a solemn warning. They pay the cost anyway, and it gets put back in their deck for later burn damage for themselves. 2 Blackhorn. Negate them special summons. Very important this game. 2 Mirror Force. 2 Deep Prison. As you see, the monster count isn't that. I think I run about 15, 16 monsters, so it's moderate. But hey, these actually help this format. So double breakthrough and 1 Phoenix Chain. I was thinking about, I started off with triple Phoenix Chain, but this format, it seems like breakthrough is better, but I still like Phoenix, so I go with the 2 breakthrough, 1 Phoenix. It worked out pretty well. Next, the trap holes that I can get. 2 Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare and 1 Bottomless Trap Hole. They did alright. Some matchups these are better than others, but hey, then you can, if you want to, you side them out. I usually kept them in. One Compulse and one Solemn Warning. That's my traps. Next off, I got my extra deck. Extra deck is 2 Abyss Dweller. Abyss Dweller put in work because it negates the hand. Next, I got the Honor Arcs. Honor Arcs, enough said. 2 Black Ship. Black Ship sends the hands. I was real worried about hands. But as you see, hands, when you have Black Ship on board, you can send the hands to the graveyard. They don't get their effect, and they take 1,000 damage. Plus, there's other decks out there that I use this on. But I tell you, Abyss Dweller won me a game, and Black Ship put in work also today. But this guy, he won me a game too. Heartland Draco. Pretty much, summon him on board, detach. He can attack directly for 2k. He won me a game against Infernities, but I'll talk about that later. Alright. In the one-ofs, Diamond Dyer, Cowboy, Emerald, Pearl, Maestroke. Then you have this interesting guy. Let me see his name. Screw the name. Alright, 2450 attack, 1950 defense. Pretty much when your opponent uses a card that targets a card on the field, as long as you have a legitimate target to redirect it to, you can redirect that target. Like say they want to MST one of your back row, you can detach, redirect it to one of their back row. Pretty cool. And this guy won me a game. Number 103, Ragnar Zero. If, let's say you're playing Constellar player, I'm going to use this as an example, even though it didn't happen to me in the tournament. Tinky boosts up their monsters by 100. If your opponent has a monster that's boosted up on their opponent's side of the field from its original attack to the boosted up attack, you can detach one and destroy that card on your turn or on your opponent's turn, and if you do, you draw a card. I will explain how this won me a game in a little minutes. Now the side deck, I only had 14 cards in the side deck because through the technical reasons, I guess, I couldn't get the 15th card, but Fossil Dyna triple did good this format, so well, did good for me anyway. 3 MST, sided out with the upstarts. 3 Debunk. Actually helped me win a game against Dark Worlds. Lighting Prison Mirror, you know, you gotta protect yourself from Boojins, Hieratic Dragons, whatnot. These are for the hands, Noblemen of Crossouts, and Darkhold. Alright, talk about my matchups. First matchup I had was against Geargia. They stomped the shit out of me, I'm not gonna lie. Freaking, every time I started to build some type of advantage, they ended up building more advantage, and one thing led to another, and I was TKO'd. I should have sided System Downs or something for that deck, but I didn't, and goes to show it hurt me in the end. It hurt me in the end. So lesson learned. But yeah, my next matchup was against Dark World. Dark World game 1, I won, sided into debunks and MSTs, won game 2, and on to the next. I played a Burn Wave Motion deck. Oh, so irritated. I don't even count that as my loss, because what can you do? They sit behind. First, you need, for this deck to start working, you need your hands and stuff to go to the grave. If they don't go to the grave, then what can you do? I couldn't blow up anything, really, and I got Wave Motion Cannoned both times, both games for 4,000, and they were sitting behind Swords of Revealing Lights, Nightmare Steel Cages, so I couldn't attack or anything. Yeah, it hurt my pride. Next was I was going against one of my good buddies, Manny. Shout out to you, Manny. He helped me prepare for this weekend, or last weekend. I played the Traptrix Hand Mirror, and considering that these guys aren't affected by trap holes, the mirror is pretty crazy. For this guy, Grand Mole was the MVP that day. Grand Mole plus Abyss Dweller on deck. It was pretty much back and forth, but I ended up 2-0 in my buddy. Yeah, he just been helping me with it, and we didn't expect to play each other, and we ended up playing each other, and that's how that went. Next, I played level 2, the level 2 beast deck that's out right now. Game 1, I won. I just had the right cards down when he went for his big pushes, and I asked him if he had a side deck because he said he wasn't going to side, and he said he had a side deck, but he wasn't going to side. So I was like, okay, shoot, I'll be bold and I won't side then either, and I won game 2. So next was Infernities. Oh my God, Infernities are still a thing. It's a problem. They're here. They still do their shenanigans even though they got the one barrier. First match, he went first. Oh my God, he obliterated me. Turn 2, freaking, he went off nuts. I sided in. I think I sided in almost my whole damn side deck. What did I side in? Let me grab my side deck. I know I sided in the debunks. I sided in the MSTs. And I sided in the Fossil Diners. Game 2, he had me on the ropes. I stopped one of his big pushes. He was going for game. And then he soul charged for 4,000, which put him at 1,600. This was my field at the time. I had, but it was under Fiendish Chain. I stopped his first push. He started going, soul charged, went to his second push, but he couldn't really do anything in the second. But he had a good setup. And then the next play, I normal summoned the Traptrix Dynamo, whatever the hell the name is, which let me special summon Mermello. And I got to blow up a card. I blew up a card. It was break. He ended up using the break, blew up my Fossil Dyna. Fossil Dyna went to the grave, and then I overlaid. He only had 1,600 life points, so I went for that Heartland Draco, and he didn't know what it did. I detached and went for game, and the attack went through, so I won this game 2. All right, game 3. Game 3 was a grind. He didn't draw as well as he usually does, I guess. That's what he's telling me. But it came to a point where he was doing all his shenanigans. He used special summon. You know how Infernities do. Normal summon, and then it gets stopped. Set for freaking, since he has no cards in hand. Special summon from the grave, and then it's special summon, and he did all that, and then told me to go. So I went, set up, and you know how it is when you're playing hand Traptrix. You set one, set some back row, go. Alright, when he had it set up, he was debating on whether to make Diamond Dire or the Evil Gishki guy that bounces back cards to your deck after damage calc. He didn't want to blow up my face down with Diamond Dire because then the hands will start looping. So he decided to attack, and what he attacked into? Fucking Fossil Dyna. He blew up his whole field, and after that I just started to get an advantage, and I ended up taking over the game. It was a really good game, but at the end I ended up winning, and that's pretty much how it goes. Next was the E-Dragon Heretics. They're still a fucking thing. I went 2-1 against E-Dragon Heretics, and yeah, that was my day. I ended up 5-2ing, and when I went to check the standings, there was top 16, and I made 16th. So there's my deck profile, and this is Mr. GG. If you have, first off, give us some feedback. Let me know what I can improve with this deck. I'm always trying to improve when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! And if there's anything you want to know, just let me know. And yeah, like, this is Mr. GG signing out.